Boom, 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 boom. All right. Welcome back, Trending Gist lovers. It is your host, Octavia Cora. All right, so we have an interesting topic to discuss today. So, without even wasting your time, we're going to dive right in. But before we do that, if you're used to the channel, you know what we do. We have to check our sounds and then we can dive right into the topic that we are going to be discussing today. That being said, you are welcome. If you are seeing this face for the first time, my name is Octavia, and this is Trending Gist with Octavia Cora. And on this channel, we cover everything that has to do with life, topics like this that we're about to discuss. And um, we also cover celebrity gossip, trending gist, and everything juicy and world news and stuff that are not so juicy like the topic we're about to cover. So if you love such, don't forget to subscribe, turn on notification. But this is going to be a quick live stream. So people that are going to be watching the replay will be able to watch, digest everything, and also learn one or two things from this whole story, because I think this is something that everybody needs to know about, and I think more people should talk about it. All right, so yes, we're going to talk about a couple that did a shocking thing. You are welcome, Oyoyo's World. Thank you very much, sis. Thank you for joining. Thank you so much. All right, so this is something that affects everyone, like if you're married or not, or one or two persons that are, and all of that. So let's just learn one or two things from this story. All right. So recently, a video trended online about a popular DJ, and I don't even want to bother to mention the name of this man because I think the act was really terrible, and I don't even want, it's not all about him. So, yes, I will just start by telling you the story, and let's keep it conversational. Let's share our opinion. What are your thoughts and all of that? We've seen so much about bad marriages. We've seen couple fights online, mostly celebrities when they're having issues. It is something that we always see online. So today we're discussing the case of, let me just say his name, DJ Brownskin and his wife. And we also how that played out. Yeah, I saw the full video of the whole thing. On at first, I saw the post, his tributes. He lost his wife. Condolences and all of that was just coming in. People were, sympathizing with him. He wrote a very touching this thing about his wife. People were all of that, but then I don't know what came over him when he decided he was going to share that particular video he did. I don't know, maybe he was thinking he wanted to just show everybody what he was going through and all of that, but I think this actually backfired. I cannot show you the video here, so I will explain as much as I can. So yes, this video started from where the video started. It seemed like this couple already had fights. They've been going through a lot already. They've already fought and all of that. So there's already animosity in the home and everything. But the video started by, you see a man sitting down with his legs crossed. You will not see his face, but you will see that it's a man wearing a short, a colorful black and red shorts, and sitting down and holding the camera facing a woman that's standing right in front of him. From my profile photo there, you will see a woman wearing a the floral gown, and like a sports jacket. That's what that lady was wearing throughout this video until she took her last breath. All right, so so the camera was facing the lady, and the lady stood in front of him. Now they did not speak English, so if you're not someone that understand the language, but even before I knew where they were from the language, like this sounds so much like Swahili and all of that. So I was thinking maybe Tanzania, Kenya, and all these African countries that speak Swahili, but it happens that they are from Kenya. All right, so you hear him talking to the lady in the language, and to me, I don't understand. And if you are a Kenyan and you ever come across this video, please let us know in the comment section what the DJ Brown said to his wife. What was that conversation? What was that thing? Because it sounded like he was taunting the woman. Okay, let us know. Please translate for us. If you've seen the video, translate for us so we can read it and even understand better, because I believe people need to hear these things, and people that want to learn will learn. People that don't want won't. It's not by force. All right, so let me keep on explaining. some of these things, I just wish that they allow certain content to be seen, although with warning. So at least before you click on videos, but YouTube don't really allow such and all of that. So he had the video. The man was filming his wife, and the wife stood in front of him holding a cup, a kind of metal cup, and she had a something in a sachet or something like that on her hand, and you could see her doing like so, emptying the substance into the cup that she was holding, and she emptied all of it, and she kept on shaking it. And for me, as a viewer, before I will keep pausing and explaining to you also, and if you're joining us, you're watching the replay, feel free to let us know what you think if you've seen the video. If you've not seen the video, you can also leave me a comment, but I have to warn you, if you know that you're a faint-hearted person, don't bother watching the video. Don't even look for it. But if you want to see the video, I can direct you to where I saw the full video uninterrupted if you want to see it. But I have to warn you, I'm not just going to put the name of the channel out here. I'm going to wait. If you want to see it, then I can direct you, like I said. But it is horrible. It is. After I watched that video, that was it. I was like, I'm done consuming social media today. I just closed my phone, closed everything, and I'm like, till the next day, I'm not opening social media. It was that terrible. It was that horrible. All right. So she kept emptying. Let me pause here and explain something to you. At the point, for me, what I noticed from body language, from everything, you could see that this woman is super angry. This woman is super upset. It's obvious that both of them, they've been fighting or whatsoever. But at that point that she kept emptying, it was obvious that whatever was in that sachet, that packet, or whatever that she was emptying into the cup was already finished. But she kept shaking it. If you ask me, I feel like at that point, this woman will be thinking, is he going to stand up, put down his phone and see that I'm serious, I'm about to do something? Is he going to stop this? Is he going to prove to me that he really does care about me? Is he going to prove that he really loves me? Is he going to at least do something to make me understand that all the craziness and all the fights and all whatever, at least there's an atom, the smallest, even the smallest, an atom of love, or even if it's not love, concern that I'm the mother of his children here. This man did not. As I'm telling you, this camera was focused, as you can see me clearly right here as I'm sitting in front of this camera. That's how this man was filming this person. And you could tell because you could see from his knees down, I think a little bit of from his thigh down, you could tell the color of shorts he was wearing. She finished emptying it, and you could hear him and her talking. She, like I said, they spoke in Swahili, they spoke in their language, but there's a way somebody is going to say something in the person's language. You can as well guess what, like, this sounds, and this sound like. That's what was going on. She emptied it, and to me, I felt like what she was like, you see, I'm like confirming that she's going to do this to him, and she threw the packet toward him. Then she mixed the substance and she drank it in front of him. This man still sat down and filmed. He was still filming. The lady drank all of it and then threw the cup toward him. And then she walked off camera. And then he said something again to her. And then she came out and she said something again in her language, and she did her hand like so. And I'm believing maybe he was still taunting her. Oyoyo's word said, this is heartbreaking. Absolutely. Absolutely. Really, Oyoyo's word, I think some people in this world that they have enemies, like someone that they fought with. I'm talking about strangers, people that they fought with. I don't think if they see them trying to do something like this, they will not intervene. Even if they hate that person, like they don't want to speak to you, you've quarreled before. The fact that you're trying to end your life, some people will intervene, and just, after intervening, they still will not speak to you. They still won't be your friend. They still will see you as their enemy or as someone they are quarreling with, but they will never allow you to go through with that in front of them or in their presence. So for a husband to sit down and watch his wife do this, it is beyond me. This cannot go. This is broken. Take. It's broken. No. Yasu. Pigin it to babasu. Pigin. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry for the interruption. Okay. Some people would at least stop and say, let me help this person. But this man did not do anything. And for me, I feel like he kept, pushing her. Like, yeah, so you think all this you're doing going to move me? Like I say, it was in their language we do not know. So if you understand Swahili, if you understand any of the Kenyan languages, please translate. I wish they had spoken English, okay, because Kenyans, they do speak English also. I wish they had spoken in a language that we could all understand. But anyway, she came in and she said something in their language, and she did her hand like this. So for me, that's like, yeah, I've done it right in front of you. Like, what is it? Maybe he was trying to say maybe she's going to go inside to the kitchen or to the toilet to go spit it out or something. But this man was still taunting this woman. The fact that this woman just drank poison right in front of you, a poisonous substance. She just ingested a poisonous substance right in front of you, and you're still taunting her. So now she came and sat down on a couch, like a 2-3 persons couch next to him. And you could see the camera pan around facing the couch where she lay down. She lay down with one of her hands on her face, and she was laying down there. And after a few minutes, this man was still filming. After a few minutes, you could see that this poisonous substance that she had ingested has started working. I believe at this point now, her intestine and everything inside, depending on the type of substance she consumed, would have started, walking. And she said, you could start hearing sound, grunting, and all of that. So she sat up, and then she started doing this gesture, like pulling her clothes, like she's feeling the heat from inside, and like she cannot breathe. She sat down and she started rocking back and forth. Like she's sitting next to her husband. This man is still filming. I want you to really understand all of this I'm explaining to you. This man has not moved his legs. He's still seated with his legs crossed and still filming this woman. She was trying, and then she started calling her children. Now her children were in the house, and their photos are everywhere on social media. Her children, she has 2 kids. I believe that the little one is anywhere from, let's say, 3 or 4 years old. Let's say 2, 3, or 4 years old. The oldest one, let's say 5, 6, or 7. Little children. They were in the house, and there was another grown-up person there that is, I guess she might be a teen. We didn't really see her face very well because she didn't come so close, and by the time she came so close, the man was so concentrated on filming the whole procedure of his wife having this terrible death. Anyways, so when she sat down and she did that gesture of pulling her shirt, like she was trying to use her gown to fan herself, or because she could not breathe because her inside is in hell right now, and you could see saliva started dropping from her mouth. So she put her head down a bit, put her head up, and she was still talking and all of that. And she said, tell my children I love them. Tell my children I love them. This man at this point still did not even think to say, okay, maybe I hate my wife so much. I dislike this woman. I'm so upset. I don't want to be with this woman anymore. Did not consider his children to dial 911. I mean, whatever the police number is in Kenya. But you understand what I mean when I say now call the police. Anyways, this man did not bother to call the police, did not call for emergency, or even there's no way someone that calls himself DJ something will not have a car or a bike. And in Africa, we have bikes, we have kekes, we have these things that are always parked outside. And immediately you come out of your home, at least if your home is inside somewhere, something like that, you will have few meters to walk to the road, and you will find a bike. Or there's no way any of your neighbors will not have a car that you can borrow. You are welcome, Treasure Gist. Thank you very much for joining, sis. There's no way you're not going to have a car to borrow. And there's no way you tell your neighbor that your wife just ingested a poisonous substance and that your neighbor will not drive you to the hospital and talk about you pay me later or whatnot, or refuel my car. This man still seated, legs crossed, not moving, even when the wife is telling him, tell my children I love them. I'm going to die. Tell them I love them. He was still saying something in his language that did not sound like a husband that was concerned at all. He cannot even say he's concerned because we're watching the video of him filming and he's not making a move. And you can see the woman, you that you're watching, you see that this person is taking, the person is dying. Do you understand? So then she now started calling. You could hear the little one was talking inside, like the little child was, the children were in the house, so you could hear the little one talking. So at that point, when she started making that and her head down, and you could see saliva dropping from her mouth down, that other person that I said is maybe their house help or maybe any of their relative or somebody that is helping them with the kids, I guess, because they have busy lives, celebrities, they have to go out and do all of that and all of that. So they had someone that, let's say it's a house help on all of that. The person came, peeped, and went back inside. Then she started calling her children. Now, some people are used to calling their children mama, papa, like their sons, they will refer to their sons as papa, and their daughters, they will refer to them as mama. Some people do that because, reincarnation, naming people after, like your parents, your grandparents, and all of that. And in Africa, because of the respect, if children are named after someone, the name, the name is they don't use the name, okay? They refer to you as mom, dad, or grandma, grandpa, because you're named after an elder person in the family that is respected or in the community. Treasure G said, I was shocked when I saw this, your title and thumbnail. Human beings are becoming very heartless these days. In fact, heartless is even an understatement, really. Oyoizwa said, this story is so heartbreaking and so unfortunate. Absolutely. Absolutely. And there's a lot people need to learn these days. So she started calling her children mama, papa. Now, at this point, she's still rocking and still trying to, if you are a science student watching that video, you will understand absolutely what is going on inside this woman. If you've been in the chemical labs and you've worked with chemicals, you absolutely will understand what is going on inside this woman. Like every organ inside of her is being eaten alive. I wish I could really make it for you to kind of visualize what I'm saying. Sorry that I'm so stressing this, but this is so touching. This story is over a week or so, or 2 weeks or what, but I said I must talk about this. People need to learn. So even if you're watching the replay, please watch up till the end, because we have a lot to share here. So she started calling mama, papa, and her little son, which is the youngest, answered from inside. And she said, I'm going to die. And he said something in their language, and she kept repeating. Now, this she's saying in English, not in their language. She's telling her little child, a little child of 3 or 4 years, or if that child is too old, is 4. I doubt if the boy is even up to 4. Very little child. She's telling these children, I'm going to die. I'm going to die. The child, as the child is small, the child cannot even understand a thing. The child cannot understand a thing. So the child was still playing inside and doing his thing and just talking to his mom. Maybe he thought his mom was joking. He's so little, he can't understand. So over time, she's getting even more, and then she fell down on the floor and landed on her husband's thighs, on his legs, and he still had the camera on her. This man did not move. She kept grunting, then she fell from his legs down to the floor next to him, and all this man did was pan the camera and focused on her on the floor as she was rolling. That was when the house help now came out the second time. And then she saw what was happening. And I guess it dawned on her that something is really wrong. She went back inside, came out with a glass full of, I'm believing it was milk, the color of what she had. But at that point, it was already late. The woman is really beyond, like she can't even hold herself. She can't nothing. So she couldn't even drink that substance or anything. She couldn't open her mouth. She couldn't take nothing. It was already late. Still, the man did not say, let me stop filming. Or if you must film, put the camera on something, try to help this woman. This man did not do a thing. Remember, this woman stood in front of her husband, held a glass cup, a metal cup, and emptied that substance into the cup right in front of him. So you cannot come up with the argument that this man didn't have enough time to jump from where he was seated filming her and smack that cup off her hands. That's one. Two, you cannot tell me that, okay, let's say he jumped up, but because he's fat and his stomach is big, he wasn't able to run as fast as somebody else that doesn't have pot belly like him will be able to, and smack the cup. And let's say she ingested it, he will be able to rush her to the hospital, because when she emptied that thing, she threw the packet towards him, so he could have picked it up, put it in his pocket. Immediately a doctor sees what that person took, they know what to give to you to counter that until they get to this thing. But they know emergency, immediately you get there, that they are trained. There are doctors that are trained for these kind of things. Treasure G says that man must be worse than that man is worse than an animal, because you see animals even showing concern to their fellow animal that is dying. They try to sometimes even defend them from other animals. You could see the bear, when they put to bed, if they see you around that area, they attack you, they're going to finish you because they're protecting their young ones. So the man is even worse. To think that his children were in the house. Sorry for that interruption. So there was no excuse for this man to sit down and film this woman from the beginning. And then when the woman started rolling on the floor, now her son that she was telling, Papa, I'm going to die. Mama, I'm going to die. The son was out. The teenager that is probably a house help there is holding the milk and trying to administer. Still, the husband is seated, not helping, only filming. This man is not helping. He's not moving a finger. He's seated there watching this woman rolling on the floor, the house help trying to see if she can get her to open her mouth so she can consume some of this thing to help her. No, the man, all his concern is, I'm going to film your death from the beginning to the end. And then after, I will come out and pretend like the most bereaved husband in the planet Earth. How are people getting married to their enemies? May God help every woman or man out there. How are people getting married to their enemies as partners? Because I think even a stranger will see you trying to take your own life, that person will help. We've heard stories of people trying to jump off bridges, try to do this, and people caught them. And most times it's strangers that helped. How are you watching your own wife? I don't care. Divorce her if she's cuckoos up there. Get a divorce, but let her be alive to raise the kids. Move on. Move out of the house. Do something. But this man did not move. The little boy walked into the room and was trying to hold his mom and was there. The woman was rolling. The woman was taking her last breath, and her children were there present. And not only that, but it will be engraved in the brains of those children because their father was there also, seated on a couch, holding his phone and filming. Tell me how a child is going to understand that. Tell me how a child will grow up, and this will be, maybe they might, because they are very young, they might not be able to process it. Vivian. Ducks. Sorry, my little one is here. Sorry, let me open the door because now I'm home alone with her and she just closed the main door so I can see her from here. Sorry. Give me a second. All right. So I'm back. So tell me how these children are going to grow up remembering the fact that when their mother was taking her last breath. Okay, Treasure just says, oh, what made the woman to take the concussion, I beg? Was she manipulated or what? Well, a lot of people are saying that it seemed like the man is a narcissistic person, but we don't really know. Give me a second. She's asking for spoon. Give me a second, please. Thank you so much. Yours was, and I'm still here. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, sis. All right. Responding to Treasure's gist comment, asking what made the woman to take the concussion. Was she manipulated? They look like couples that fight a lot. Well, every couple argue and have misunderstanding, a lot of that, but it looks like these two, they are always fighting about something. That's how it seems. They look like, this is something that Treasure, let me just say, this reminds me of IVD and Bimbo's case. Like, those kind of couples that they're always, and all of that. And it gets to an extent where I'm so sorry, kids, when they see you. Hey, I'm still here painting my face. I know yours is coming up in a bit. I guess I will be rounding up by the time you're finished painting your face and all of that and getting ready for yours. I totally understand yours was. All right. So I apologize for going off and on and all of that. Kids, when you're not doing anything, they don't have your time. They want to play alone. When they see you busy, then they want to, get your attention. So I apologize. I have to split my attention here and there, but I apologize. All right. So Treasure's gist was asking us what made the woman to do that. Was she manipulated? So I from what we saw and from so many comments and all of that, I guess people that knew them somehow, people are kind of hinting that it seemed like this couple was always having issues. And if you notice the video, when watching the video, you notice like it seemed like they had already fought, and maybe she would have threatened to do something stupid. That's why he had picked up his phone to start filming, because when the video started, it started by she standing right in front of him and his camera was pointed directly at her. When she started emptying, she said something to him and she started emptying the substance into the cup. And then, so it shows that they must have fought or argued about something that got her fired up, got her so angry, got her so pissed that she decided to make this type of move, Yes, I think it's similar to Bimbo and IVD's case. Very, very similar, very similar. The only difference is that this one is happening in Kenya and Bimbo and IVD is happening in Nigeria. I think that's the only difference that I've spotted right now. And of course, I think IVD didn't have full video of what happened to Bimbo because, anyways. So my point is, even though you're falling out of love with your wife, because a lot of people are husband actually, so let not be like we're focusing on just men, but of course this was a man filming his wife taking her own life. So if we're focusing so much on men, don't if you're a man, don't feel like we're attacking or focusing on you people, but it's just what it is. If it was a woman that was filming, and I would speak more to women. All right, so I just feel like even if you're falling out of love with your wife, for the fact that you people share children together, the last thing you should be wishing that woman is for her to unlive herself, is for her to not be alive. It's better for the children to have both parents in their life than just having only one parent. And I don't think so many people in this world will be able to sit down and allow someone that they claim that they once loved. And I went down to read the comments because I don't know them so much. So I wanted to see point of view. And somebody made a comment, a very long write-up that the person dropped there. So I decided, let me read this person because it seemed like this person is really pouring out the person's heart. And that person said, is this not the same man that was telling us how this woman struggled with him, helped him to become who he is today? And he can watch the woman and the person just kept writing. I don't know if it was a she or he anyway, but the person just kept, that line stuck with me. Like I said, it was a long write-up, but everything that person said, once I saw that line, isn't this the same woman that he said, every time he granted an interview, every time he said he has to say something about his life and his success, he will always talk about how this woman started with him when he was nothing, how this woman helped him and everything. So I'm thinking, if you have fallen out of love with this same woman, can't you just think, okay, because I have children with this person, because this person has helped me before in life, I'm just going to also return the favor right now and not allow her to take her own life right in front of me. If she wants to do it, let her do it somewhere else when we're no more together, but not right in front of me. But that was not the option this man took. This man did not consider that his children were in the house. Tell me, when those children grow up, the internet never forgets, right? So these videos will be there till those children are 18, 19, 20, 50 years old. Those videos will be in the internet. Once they type in his name, he's a DJ. So DJ Braskin, type in DJ Braskin and his wife on YouTube or Facebook, you will find the videos. So those children will grow up and they will see these videos. Tell me, how, as a father, how do you explain to your teenager? How do you explain to your adult child? I don't know what age they're going to be when they're going to find out those videos, but trust me, these days the world is so mean that by the time they get to high school, some persons might even start using it to mock them. That your father is a mean-ass man. Do you get? So I don't know what age those children will be when people will start telling them, and they will want to go on their phone, and even if they don't have phones, they will borrow phones from their friends and want to see the video. How do you explain as a father that you sat down, filmed their mother, empty that substance into a cup, you did not move, you sat down, crossed your legs, watch her drank that substance, walked off camera, and you said something to her that prompted her to come back, say something in your language that she did like this, her hand like this. I might not understand what you said in your language, but your children do understand your language. So they will understand the conversation that went on between the two of you that made her to say this. And even as a person that doesn't understand the language that was being spoken at that time, you could still tell that the man was taunting the woman. So she was trying to prove that, okay, yes, I took it. She decided not to go off camera. She sat down next to him so she could die right in front of him. Did he make a move? No. Let's read some comments and we continue. That is Bimbo's case repeating itself, but it is a pity that the man didn't even remember the good old days and his children. How can people fall out of love and into much hatred for each other? That's what I don't understand. I just don't get it. Yeah, it's always a thin line, right? But can you just do otherwise? Like, if you ask me, this man had opportunity to save that woman's life. I don't think she just did this thing. I believe they would have fought 100 times, 1 million times before that. She would have threatened that she would take her life, she would end her life. But this time she took it a step further. Why did she not go to her room, lock the door, and drink that thing, and you people find her, gone? She decided to do it in front of him, and I feel like that woman was just asking for help. That woman was just asking to be loved. You know how some people just want to be loved, and they will do everything to get it from that one person. And ladies, please, please do not end your life because of an ordinary bola. There is a lot. There is a lot. If you think he's the best bencher, you will find other people that can bench 10 times better than him. If you think he's got the biggest cucumber or the biggest cassava, you will find somebody that has that is as giant as Iroko 3. Whatever you're looking for, if it's wealth, if it's looks, you will find somebody that is finer than him, wealthier than him, and everything than him 100 million times. Do not end your life because you feel you are so much in love with someone. When you're giving, you keep giving, you keep giving. At a point, you see that you're not getting back. That love, that care, that whatever is not being reciprocated. Please, please stop. And my advice to people out there is, please, when you're doing all this, oh, I'm in love with this, and nobody's saying do not fall in love. Nobody's saying, oh, don't love your husband or your wife or your boyfriend or whatever. Reserve some percent for yourself. Always. People come and telling you, oh, we're doing 100. We're doing 100. Sorry, we're not doing 100. Until that person has proven over time and numbers that, yes, we're doing 100, then you can put in your 100. And at the point that you see that that person is no longer giving 100, remove your 10%. Reserve some for yourself. If it's 20, if it's 15, different people have different percentage they keep for themselves. You're welcome, Priska Jimmy. Thank you so very much. Thank you for joining us. Thank you. Exactly, Treasure. I'm so fired up. That's why I was like, it doesn't matter how old this topic gets, I'm still going to sit down and discuss it, because enough is enough with this thing that women go ahead and end their lives because of their partners. It is not, no, yes, the Bible says what God has joined together, let no man put asunder. But if the man by himself decides that he wants to put us, and I'm not saying this doesn't happen with women, but this case that we're discussing right now was a man that filmed his own wife, watch her drink a poisonous substance, and watch all the minutes, for how many minutes it took her to stop breathing. That man filmed the whole process and never helped. So if I'm sounding the way I'm sounding, don't come here and say, yeah, because you're a woman. No. If it was the woman that had her phone and filmed her husband drink a poisonous substance and did nothing, I will be sounding the same way. Okay? I will be sounding the same way and bashing the woman. And then I will be giving warning to men to watch out for such women. My own is always keep your 5%, 10%, 15%, any percent. We have a guest. You're welcome, Treasure Gist. Let me remove this.
Hi, host. Hi, everyone.
All right, go ahead, sis.
Good to have me here. Thank you so much. Like, I've been, like I said, when I saw your thumbnail, I was
Can you
like, what?
hold on?
Can you hear me?
Say
Can you
something.
hear
Let
me
me see
now?
if I can hear you.
Yes, yes. I can hear you. You
I
can't hear
cannot
me?
hear you. Please, at the comment section, let us know. Can you hear Treasure Gist? I can't. I can't hear anything. Is it
But I
something
can hear
wrong
with
with
my other
StreamYard?
phone. I can talk
I
with my
cannot hear
other
you. Please,
phone.
at the comment section, let us know. Can you hear Treasure Gist? I can't. I can't hear anything. Please, if you're in the comment section, if you can hear Treasure Gist, please let us know so she can keep. Can you hear Treasure Gist? I can't. I can't hear anything. Please, if you're in the comment section, if you can hear Treasure Gist, please let us know.
Ah,
Oh, you
what's
people can hear
happening?
her. Okay. Okay, so
Yeah.
I'll mute mine and I'll listen to see if I can hear with you. All right, go ahead, sis.
Okay, can you hear me? Can you hear me? If you can't hear me, maybe you can try with your other phone. This happened at Oyoyo's live stream yesterday, and I don't know why it's happening, whether it's from my end or it's from StreamYard. I don't really know. Um, thank you all for confirming that you can hear me. I just wish I'll sort this whole thing out if it's from my end. Maybe I should update my my device or something. I don't know. But coming to the topic, like is a crazy one, okay? We are there talking about Bimbo, okay, at least their own Bimbo's case. When we heard it, like it was in the midst of Basbos. I don't want to use the word because if we continue using so many words here, okay, anyway, we don't have anything to lose. So, when I saw this, I thought about Bimbo's own, it was a mist of fights that, oh, she now got flared up and took March and Carol, and then she did what she did. Okay, we could all understand that it was on fight, you understand? Now, when I saw this, your topic, I was baffled. Like, it was crazy. I was like, what? Is this truth or the air game or what? I was like, I was even about going live. I like, oh, let me just listen to this story because I've not seen it on the media except this your title and your thumbnail. Okay. So my take, sometimes you want to type so many things, but you don't even know how to construct them, and you have so many things to say, but typing could be very difficult. Now, when I came in, I asked what was really happening, like what made this woman to do this. Is it that they are fighting, or they are having problem, or they're doing game truth and dare, or what? And then I asked, is it like the woman has been manipulated? But falling back to Bimbo's story, you find out that it's just like these people, there is no even marriage already again. I don't think these people are even in marriage because, you know, it seems like they've already separated for a very long time, because you cannot be in a marriage where you be giving basketballs every day, and to the extent that your partner is seeing you going and he kept filming, holding his camera. Okay, at least even if he wanted to record everything, for crying out loud, like I said, if he's an animal, you said even animals have empathy, even animals have care, they have love. Now, I begin to think, what kind of human being, heartless human being is the man? Okay. Now you have to, when you are thinking about this, you know that this man is already fed up with this man, this woman. This man is already done with her. In fact, he wants to see her out of his life. Maybe he's even happy that, oh, she's finally ending this by herself. And then he is happy that he is making videos, evidence that, oh, he's not involved. But I don't know about the law, but watching somebody taking her life and you are there making videos, I think it should, even if it is not a punishable this thing in law, even in humanly, on our own level of knowledge, on my own level of knowledge, like it's very, very sad, and the blood of the woman will be upon the man's head. It's not good enough that the man will say, oh, after all, I did not do anything to her, after all, she took her own life. But you know how something will cut you. Maybe you are in the kitchen with your husband and maybe knife cut you. Oh, my hand, and he never tell you sorry. You know how you will feel. But did you see that I cut my hand? Did you, you'll be wanting that sorry. you'll be wanting just that. It's not like the sorry is going to stop the bleeding. It's not like the sorry is going to stop the pains, but you want him to feel that pains that you are feeling, or at least to show love, humanly, that, oh, it's because of this woman is preparing my meal that she hurt herself, or at least courtesy demands sorry. Courtesy demands that the man say sorry, or at least care for her. Now, I'm thinking, even if they were not fighting, if this is true truth or dare game, okay, when he saw that this woman has really gone above and beyond, taking that stuff, now it's like, humanly he should have gone to help her. Okay. I know people that have seen people that took concussion. I don't want to be calling the name. They took concussion to buy themselves, and when they give them some kind thing, coconut water, red oil and everything, some things, they will, like, they will neutralize the effects of the concussion that they took. Okay. But this man, just like the whole story that you are telling, this man never did any of those things. Now, the most heartbreaking of it all is that the woman even fell on his lap. Goodness God, excuse me. The woman fell on his lap, and yet he never had compassion. He never had any human feeling. And you are telling me that this marriage have not ended for a very long time. This marriage has ended because I cannot see any love. Even your enemy, you understand? You know, sometimes maybe growing up in the same house with your sisters or your siblings, or even maybe outside, outside or any other place, somebody that you don't even know, when you see the person that is in need, the person is in labor or in pains, even something that not even concern you, on the long run, you just be so moved to help the people. Sometimes you don't even know the people, but you reach out to them to, oh, sorry, oh, maybe accident scene, you don't even know them, but because you are human, because you have empathy, because you have the love of God in you, because you are even human. Let's forget if you're a Christian or Muslim, you know and I can remember the commandment of God that say, love your neighbor as you love yourself, even if the person is mental derailed. You understand? The person is human being. Even you don't know this person, the person is human as you. Courtesy demands that you render help. Now, not to talk of somebody who was once your love, somebody who you once talked about, that how she has been there for you, somebody who you slept with, let's just say that, somebody who you have had intimacy with, somebody who has given you children, you know and I asked, that was why I asked, I said, is it that when people fall out of love, they become, like, I don't even know, the devil of each other, you know? Because this one is no longer enemies. This man never had any compassion for that woman. When the woman fell on his feet, do you know there's so many things wrong with the man? There's so many things wrong with the marriage. There's so many things wrong with that video. Everything about this whole scenario. You understand? So this man already, they even need to ascertain his mental health. They need to check him because
Exactly, but I really love what you just said, that when people fall out of love, do they become the devil? You're so right.
hmm, so this man too need to be ascertained. His brain need to be ascertained. You get, because I cannot fathom how human being, how somebody's husband would become so devilish like this, like seeing your wife taking her own life, and you can't do anything. You couldn't even when she fell on his lap, he couldn't do anything until this woman by finish, like by finish. Instead, he was even there telling her something that will hasten the process, because I could believe that whatever he might have said in that their language, what we are trying to explain, and the response that the woman gave, the gesture that the woman gave, could be, oh, this is how you finally ended your life. Then she said, yes, I did it. I could, those are the things that, like that particular word that you told her will have even fastened the process of the buy. Because if the man has reached out, oh, I know that, okay, even if it is truth out there. I could remember those days when we are in uni or secondary, maybe you go for birthday party and they say, I dare you to touch the dick of a man, the cucumber of a man. Maybe when you are approaching to, go, all those dirty ones, when you're approaching, you see somebody coming to rescue you, or you see the man running away, or the lady trying to shy away from you. Understand? That verge, at the verge of, how somebody can repent at the verge of. This man never did that. He never even, like, oh, this is true. This woman mean business. Or even if it is truth and dare, oh, this woman mean business that she's going to take her life. Please don't take your life again. And as in, the whole thing is heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking from the ends of the man and from the ends of the woman. Now, the woman, when Bimbo died, I made a live stream on my channel. I like, oh, because of this man, you push yourself to this. Oh, you have 5 beautiful kids. These kids, you will have been there to take care of these children. You were there to inspire these children. Look at Cora. Cora own never reached bio, but at least she's using her own. Okay, no problem. She is using her own story to inspire other people. Apart from Cora, other women who are divorced, they're using their divorce story to or whatever they pass through in their marriage. Maybe Davy, they are using Davy to encourage other women to also pass messages. No, but this woman and Bimbo chose to end their own life without thinking about their children. And you begin to ask, which, as in, what kind of love is that? You came to the world, you know how you suffered to get to where you are. Now you gave birth to children. You never looked back. You never looked back to think, oh, if I leave these children, how are they going to suffer? Is it this man that is maltreating me like this I'm going to leave my children for? Is it this man that is behaving like this that I'm going to leave my children for? And these women, they just take their life without looking back. And that was why I was happy when you are talking about women, you are talking to women. Make una they reserve love. See, if you close your eyes, this you choose to love who you want to love. You choose to. I could remember those days when we are growing up in secondary school, and yeah, my love, I cannot love. See, the person you love today, if you want to hate the person you hate, the person you hate today, if you want to fall in love with the person, you will fall. All those things are condition of the mind. See, women, any person coming to watch this video, if you want to buy your life, please think about your family. Think about if you already have children, think about children. Even if you don't have children, think about your family. Do you know the kind of injury you are going to pass to your mother, to your siblings, to your family? You are injuring their life, in as much as, oh, you want to end it all. If you want to end it all, quit that marriage, run away from that marriage. There are better things. As in, you can be happier without the man. You can be happy with your family. Who said marriage is the end to the midst of your life? Who said it? Who said that man as a husband or that man as your fiancé is the end to your life? Please, if you're in any marriage that is torturing you, or in any relationship that is there is DV in it, please go out, just leave, go back to your parents' house. You can be happy. There are so many single mothers that are happy. There are single mothers that are taking care of their children, impacting to them positively. Your life is beyond a man. When God created you, create man join you. He creates you alone. Who said if you don't marry, you can't fulfill God promises in your life? Who said so? Even as a divorcee, you can fulfill God promise in your life. You can fulfill your destiny with or without a man. If you are hearing my voice, don't take your life because of any man. Love yourself to the extent. See, as I did like this, you know, as I did like, I know fit, I know see, even say me take injection for another person, I know fit take injection for another person. Injection where me, I hate pains. Pains, because if I dey cook now for my husband, I come like knife cut me, I dey vex. No be because of your food, this knife cut me, or this can something, you want to open can and the thing dey vex me. I'll be like, oh, if I didn't cook now, will I have had this thing? You know, then I'll now come and take injection for another person. I no fit. Talk more, say I want to take, you will now be injuring yourself to the point of as a internal pains, internal anguish. You anguish here on earth, you are anguish in hell. Oh my goodness. Please, women, love yourself. Love yourself. Men is not the end to your destiny. Thank you so much for having me. And we can even just imagine the trauma these children being in the house, seeing their mother. Believe you me, even these children, they know what is happening or they don't know what is happening. They will still know, they will still understand, because these videos will never end. It will not stop. In the next 4 years now, these children they have grown. As a mother, you never thought about the impact of your children are even in the house. I think they are not even in the house. Oh, you will say, oh, you know, that woman, maybe she's already mental, you know. Maybe that marriage has driving her nuts, you know, because a normal thinking human being will not do the things she did. So if we are doing if any woman that is trying to keep loving a man blindly, please, oh, please,
I think she's heartless. You know, they say don't speak ill of the dead, but no, she was heartless.
she is, oh, she is, because any man that wants to take her life should consider her kids, her family, and then even herself. If you love yourself, just like I said, me, one no like pain. I don't like pain, oh. I don't feel taken for any man, any person at all. I cannot. Thank you so much, host. Like, it's really a painful one, very, very painful. But it is what it is. I don't know. So many calamities, so many things, so many heartbreaking things that doesn't used to happen before is really happening now. And it looks like this social media is now making things to happen. After we talk about this one, wait, next month, next week, you go hear the one way past this one, and you begin to ask, is it that when all these things happen, people don't learn? Because I believe if this woman have seen the story of Bimbo and learned and learned, she wouldn't have taken this in, because this is just like Bimbo's story repeating itself, you know. And when Bimbo passed, people were like, oh, that she was madly in love, that she was that, you know, there was something that I read somewhere that people said whether it's in toxic love, that it was toxic love. I said, which one be toxic love? Which love? They give you school fees, you use and pay for IV, they give her IV, you drop out of school because of, you know, almost the same thing that happened to this person. Oh, Starbeggy, let me not keep repeating myself, Jare. You are doing well. I hope, say, people go they learn from other people's story before they become the victims.
Thank you so very much, co-host. You just nailed it. You nailed it. People should learn from other people's story. Don't wait for it to happen to you before you learn. You have to learn from other people's story. And why I'm saying, because some people are like, don't speak ill of the dead, but we have to keep pointing out these things. If you are a woman or a man in a toxic relationship, whatever, domestic violence and all these things, DV and all of that, and the only thing you think you can do is by ending your own life and not even considering those children that you brought into the world, it means you are a selfish person. I don't care about this whole, if you feel like the man or the woman is driving you crazy, leave. Leave. Your spirit and everything is not tied to that person. When your mom and your dad consummated their marriage, got pregnant, you know, your mom having you in the stomach for 9 months, betting you, taking care of you from when you were little up until you grew up. This man was not there in your life. You were surviving. When you went to nursery school, primary school, secondary school, university, or even if you didn't, when you got to the age that you started working in the market or having your own farm or whatever you do in your life, okay, this person was not in your life. It was at some point that this person and you met and decided you're going to start a relationship that resulted into marriage. Okay, my co-host just dropped. I guess it's network or something. But thank you so very much, Treasure G's, for coming in to share your opinion with us here. I'm super grateful. All right, so like I was saying, you have lived your life for a certain age. Okay, some people get married at the age of 19, 20, 21, whatever, till 40, 50, name it. But my point is, if you got married at the age of 19, from when you were from 0 to 19, you were alone with your family and all of that without this person in your life. If you got married at the age of 20, 21, 25, 30, 35, 40, or whatever, for those number of age before you met this partner, before you met this so-called boyfriend, fiance, husband, whatever, you were living your life. Nobody's holding the air you breathe except God. So people should learn, man, woman, learn to reserve some love for yourself. That one is called self-love, okay? Love yourself enough to say, I will not tolerate this nonsense. Love yourself enough to say, you're not going to drive me crazy to the extent where I will have to end my life. Okay, love yourself enough to say, okay, I'm not going to do this. I'm moving on because I have children and I want my children to have the best. How do you sit down, drink a poisonous substance, and at the same time you were calling your little children, Mama, Papa, I'm dying, I'm going to die. Mama, Papa, I'm dying, I'm going to die. And finally, the moment that you're taking your last breath, your children walked into the room and they saw their father filming you, not helping, even though your house help was trying to give you milk to drink. Your husband still didn't move. These children are going to grow up all traumatized. We know how it is these days, bullying in school and all of that. Even when you've not done nothing to people, even when they don't know shit about you, they still want to just taunt you because they feel they are teenagers and their blood is pumping and they just want to be nasty. These children are going to hear how wicked their father was. And you did that with your children in the house. They were not in the same room with you. You saw that this thing you drank has started walking. You were going. Your last moment, you were still calling the children, telling them what is going to happen to you. And they walked into the room and saw you to take your last breath. I don't know what the law is, about things like this. But I hope, even if there's no law like this, I hope every country in the world start working on things like this. Partners need to understand that no matter what, you cannot sit back and watch a partner take his or her own life and you sat down there with your phone and you are filming like, so who the heck are you? Those are things that strangers, some nasty strangers would do. And people are still going to complain and drag them and tell them how nasty and mean they are to watch someone end their life and they didn't help. They didn't make a move. But a partner, someone that, according to what people were saying in the comment section of that video, that you were bragging every time you granted an interview, you stated how good she was to you when you had nothing. Now you're now all popular. So now my thing is, after the woman passed, why all this whole story write up that you're writing up feeling like, oh, you're so emotional, your life will never be the same, this is unbelievable, that is unbelievable? And at what point did you think that it was okay for you to release that video? Because I don't think anybody hacked his phone to release that video. I think he willingly released the video he filmed. So I don't even understand. For me personally, there's no excuse anybody's going to give me about what this man did. The man is mean, and I hope there is a punishment for him, because really at this point, those children deserve not to have both parents. Really, let them just become an orphan because their father is so mean and heartless. If he didn't sit down there and just watch, their mom will still be alive also. So it is terrible. Women, love thyself. Treasure said, if she thought of the children, she shouldn't have taken her. Exactly. Sometimes it might be so difficult. People argue that moment you're so upset, you're so pumped up, and you're not even thinking twice. But we still have to realize that you have kids, and the moment you start bringing a full human being into this world, you have to understand that I cannot think about myself alone. You put your children first before you. So no matter what, she should have just packed her bags, like my co-host said, move to your parents' home. Because at the end of the day, your parents will not throw you, even if they throw you away and say, don't return, because your parents will say, once you get married, don't come back to my house and whatnot. Look for somewhere to patch yourself, move if you have to do couch surfing with your children, do that. If you have to go out, sell your mangoes, oranges, and whatnot on the road until you can put a roof over the head of your children, get a job, and you start earning, take care of your children. But move away from that person that drives you crazy. Move away from that person that has tormented you to the extent that you feel like your life no longer matters. Like you feel like you being alive for your own children is not a thing. And he sat there, the fact that he sat there, she kept emptying that cup, and it was obvious that all this woman was seeking for was to be loved, for her husband to show some concern. Tell me which husband sits down and watch their wife or someone they know empty a poisonous substance into a cup, and she kept shaking that sachet of stuff of that poisonous substance. She kept shaking it, and I believe at that point she was thinking, oh, he's going to drop his phone, run toward me, grab me, and stop me from drinking this thing, so at least he will take me serious. Next time he will know that when I say something like this, I will do it, or I'm capable of, and he's going to show more love, more respect. The fight will reduce. Some women are that crazy that that's how they want to get the attention, but this man did not flinch. This man did not move an inch. How terrible can somebody be? How terrible. I just hope that anybody that come across this will learn one or two things from this. And you have to know that your life is more important. If that person you're with does not see, respect, value, anything about you, move on. There are people out there that will appreciate you, that will appreciate what you have to offer. Life does not start and end with one person. You're getting married, you're having a boyfriend, you're having a relationship. Do not give 100. Don't be the first person to give 100. Wait. Watch that person you're with. When you are fully convinced that this person is giving you 100, then you give your 100. And if at any point you feel like that person is no longer giving 100, take back your 10%, take back your 5%, remove something, let it be 90%, reserve something for yourself, so you will be able to say, I will not do this. Ending your life because of a human being, it's a no-no. It doesn't matter what they say. Some people are so good. There are some mean, narcissistic people that will make you feel like you are worthless. Your life is worth nothing. But I'm telling you today, you are worth more than you even know. So don't get to that point where you're going to unleash yourself just because somebody got you all fired up. What is the thing you're looking for? Oh, marriage. You want to be Mrs. You want to be Mr. This, Mr. That. There are people that are not married. They are living the best life also. Okay, so life does not start and end with this whole getting married. And what will society say? Society always has something to say. The society is full of bullshit. Okay, so don't even care about what society will say. Don't even care about what your next neighbors are going to say. Oh, wow, this one got a divorce. This one could not stay in a husband's house. This one could not keep a wife. This one could not do this. Whatever you do, people will say something. You cannot always please everybody. So please, people, once it's no longer working, the best thing to do is to walk away. Walk away. Grab your bags and move. Tell me, if this woman had packed her bags and left, are we going to be talking about a man that sat down and filmed his own wife taking her own life? We won't. And always consider your children. If you know you're not ready, please don't have them. Because some women are being very selfish. Some men are being very selfish. You have children. You don't care about your children. You don't care the torment, the nightmares these children are going to go through. You just ended your life with the children available, telling them you're dying, telling them you're going to die, and they saw it happen to you. People feel like children don't feel, because they are little, they don't feel something, they don't know something. They know when something bad is happening to you. They know. A 3, 4 years old child can understand when you're stressed as a parent, and they will ask you, are you okay? Even if they cannot really fully process what is going on with you, but they know when their mom or dad is not okay. So people, please stop. If you know that you're so selfish that you can only at every given point think about yourself, please don't have kids. Please don't. When you get to the point that you're matured enough in the mind to know that, yes, my kids come first, then you can start talking about having children. A lot of people are just ending their lives these days in the most horrific manner, and not thinking of how their children are going to feel for the rest of their lives. Every child wants to have their parents. Every child wants to have their mom to run to when certain things are happening, and they have their father to run to when certain things are happening. It's not everything you want to tell mom, it's not everything you want to tell dad. Everybody wants to have that balance. So there's no need. Stay alive, people. With that being said, that brings us to the end of today's conversation. There is so many topics to cover online. As much as we have the time, we will come in and we are going to talk about these things. Thank you also very much for joining me today. And don't forget to join the family if you feel like this is something that you love and you are going to enjoy it. Then please, please, please subscribe so we can all be dissecting, and you'll always be able to join us here on live. You can join the panel if the topic we're discussing is there to you, or you have knowledge about it and you want to share. But that being said, we've been on for an hour, and I like to keep the live stream between an hour or less, so people that are coming to watch it later on will be able to catch up also. So thank you all so very much, and this is me signing out, your host Octavia Cora. Thank you all very much. I see you next time. Bye. Okay.